Hey, how's it going? I'm Joe, and this is a 2v2 battle in Warhammer 2 featuring the Lizardmen allied with the Dark Elves and the Skaven teamed up with the High Elves. Now we take a look at my army. I have Lord Master Mundi, but I do not have his giant Stegodon. I do, however, have a Saurus Scar veteran with a Carnosaur and a Bastillodon with a Revivification Crystal. On top of that, I have some Croxigores, 2 lots of Saurus Warriors with shields to support my front line of Skink cohorts with a few Chevrons. In my back line, I have 2 Saurus Spears without shields, just in case any cavalry gets behind. And in the front I have 2 Chameleon Skinks. Now, I also have 2 units of Feral Cold Ones hidden over here in the forest, and their job will be to get into their artillery at some point. As for my ally, he has a unit of Harpies, and he has 3 units of Dread Spears. He of course is led by Malekith on his Black Dragon. And he has 3 units of Dark Shards, another set of Dread Spears, these with a lot of chevrons, and 3 Dark Riders with repeater crossbows, as well as 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers. On the opposing team, the Skaven has brought a front line of Skaven slaves, and his army is led by Lord Stroke. You'll be seeing him using the Clan Rats and the Summoned Clan Rats and the Summoned Plague Monks to inflict quite a lot of damage. As for his main line, consists of Clan Rats with spears and Clan Rats with swords, and he has 2 units of Storm Women with halberds. Then he has a unit of Death Globe Bombardiers, Poison Wind Globadiers, and some Warp Fire Throwers, as well as Red Ogres in the back to support his Warp Fire Cannon and his Plague Claw Catapult. His High Elf ally has brought 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers, as well as a Moon Dragon, and his army is led by Tyrion. His cavalry consists of 2 units of Silver Helms, and then his main line consists of 3 Spears and the Swordmasters of Hoeth. He's supported by 4 units of archers. Now, in the beginning of the battle, there's a lot of posturing. You'll see my army moving up to sit in front of my Dark Elf ally and try to find the lowest ground at which to engage. The point of moving over here as well is also to have him position his artillery in a better position for my Cold Ones to get at, because right now they're just going to run into Hellbirds or Red Ogres. And my teammate over here, the Dark Elf, takes a lot of time to get into position, as you'll notice in the beginning. I'm just gonna start out by going forward a little. You see they're moving to mirror position, and they're bringing their artillery closer to this forest here, which hopefully I will be able to get through without too much trouble. Yeah, I'm just setting up, and my ally and I were drawing arrows to show each other a bit of tactical information. As you can see, I move forward, trying to get him to move forward as well. And in the meantime, my ally is using his Harpies to try and use up some of the ammunition from their artillery. My Chameleon Skinks are going to go up on this flank here, as we'll see later on. So now the Skaven are moving down from their high ground, which is basically what we were hoping for, is to get at least a sort of even ground engagement, instead of having to fight uphill all the way. The cavalry is moving, unfortunately, is moving over to this forest here, so they'll be able to see me once I go, but I've still kept them back here because I wanted the engagement to start first before I started moving them, to try and catch my opponents off guard. They're slowly moving the artillery down into position. Of course, we're not going to force them to come to our hill, because that would just be ridiculous considering they have artillery fire. Superiority. So what I'm doing now is I'm preparing my front line to take as little damage as possible from eventual artillery. I'm keeping my Scar Veteran with my Croxagores to basically use them as a sort of alligator shield, if you will, to protect them. Him again as the warp fire cannon. The Bastildon will also take position behind them and stay close to the Scar Veteran to keep him healed, because I only have two uses of Cold Blood. Now the Harpies are making the Silver Helms retreat, which I'm unsure of as to why, but it's a great opportunity for me to move into the forest. I could have probably started there, but at the moment I'm controlling my front line, which is heading towards the Skaven. You see their warp fire cannons opening fire on my... at first they're opening fire on my Bastildon. You see them turn their attention to the Scar Veteran soon enough. As you can see, I'm advancing under artillery fire, and my ally has not yet moved, but he is moving his Reaper bolt throws now. So most of the battle, his forces will stay in reserve, which will be a good thing later on. You see the Croxagores are starting to take the fire instead, and now it's time for the Scar Veteran to go ham. See the warp fires have turned to him now. The Croxagores are no longer protecting him, and he's just going to tear apart these Skaven slaves, which is their job anyway. You can see the Feral Cold ones are moving out. The Silver Helms are moving to engage, but they're not going to get there in time. Chameleon Skinks are going to be just soaking up fire, which is basically their main purpose in this match. Skink cohorts with Scar Veteran have already broken the Skaven slaves. They're moving on to the Clan Rats. The Skink cohorts are supported by the Sword Warriors. Here's a bit of micromanagement loss as I'm controlling these Feral Cold ones here. Go into slow motion here. We can see that they've gone into the Plate Core Catapult, and the other unit's going for the Warp Fire, Warp Lightning Cannon, it's called. So I throw down a shield of the Ancient Ones here to protect my front line. First, my Scar Veteran, he's already taken a lot of damage from that Warp Lightning Cannon and the Plague Wind Glovadiers. Some of my Skinks are already breaking, but the Croxagores over here are going to make short work of all these Clan Rats. Here's a nice Blade Wind, also with a ruination of cities that's not that effective. Missed most of the targets. You see the Feral Cold ones have already been routed. So their job, unfortunately, to stop the cannons wasn't successful, but what they have done, however, is slow them down with the Warp Lightning Cannons out of position to deal any real damage to the Scar Veteran. Over here there's a micromanagement loss here, where my Saurus Spears have not yet engaged, but they are slowly moving up. You see the repeater crossbow Dark Riders here are just tearing into the Storm Vermin from the side, which is great. And now finally the spears are moving up, as well as the Dark Shards to assist. Master Mundi has thrown a banishment here to great effect. routing all these units here. Go back to play. As the Scar Veteran gets into the Warp Lightning Cannon. Now the Red Ogres are moving in to support the Lightning Cannon. But the Scar Veteran still has a bunch of healing to be done through the Bastildon. Now, we don't have these Swordmasters in the combat yet, which means this fight will be lasting a lot longer. But this is just delay. This is just to keep him from joining this fight down here. While we clean up this side here. Now the Outrider, the Silver Helms are going to be chasing the Dark Riders, the repeated crossbows, to get them out of the fight. In the meantime, Master Mundi is taking on the fight with Lord Skroak, which is not a good match for him with all the debuffs he gets. Let's see. Yeah, he seems to be doing quite well against Lord Master Mundi. We have a few more spells coming in from the Dark Elves to disrupt the Stormvermin fighting the Bastildon. And the Scar Veteran is still alive, trying to take down these Death Globe Bombardiers while fighting the Red Ogres. He has some support from some Dread Spears, which have finally ridden the fight. And now the Swordmasters of Earth are going to move in, and they are just going to rip these Proxigors and Skinks to shreds. Master Mundi is over here trying to keep leadership up, and in the meantime the Scar Veteran is just holding his own, and the Bastildon, while low on HP, has still got a few charges of healing. Malekith on his Black Dragon and the Moon Dragon are sort of playing a cat and mouse game as who lands first. The rats are starting to break, but of course they get back again. And you see my Chameleon Skinks here taking a lot of arrow fire. All of this not landing on my Saurus Warriors, which I'm quite pleased. And Master Mundi has again taken up the fight with Lord Skroak, this time losing again. You'll see him take a lot of fights that he shouldn't have, and just barely surviving. And here comes a Spawn Clanrand unit. And they're just gonna charge down these dark shards. Scar Veteran is still going around creating mayhem. He's now routing the Clay Claw Catapult with help from a banishment. And he's now gone Rampage, so now I can't control him anymore. I won't be able to control him for most of the battle. But I keep the Bastildon close, sending him after targets nearby, so he can keep throwing heals, keeping the Scar Veteran alive for as long as possible. In the meantime, Lord Master Mundi is running from Lord Skroak, being chased down. The Sword Masters of Earth has also decided to shoot at Master Mundi, and he's also taking fire from the Demon Claw Bolt Throwers. They'll throw down a shield to give him a little bit of protection. Now here in the back we see the Moon Dragon and the Silver Helms have gotten into the Reaper Bolt Throwers. There have been some summoned Plague Monks also dealing some damage back here. And Malekith is engaged over here, taking over the fight after my Proxigors have been routed and my Skin cohorts. My Saurus Warriors are just standing there because I am mismicroing them. I am trying my best right now to keep Lord Master Mundi from dying, which seems to be a difficult job right now. These Saurus Spears have just been holding this front here, along with these Dread Spears, for a long time. And these routed units have yet to get back into action. These Warp Fire Throwers, you'll see, do very little damage, or anything in this battle. Scar Veteran is just in here again. He's got Stormvermin chasing him, but it doesn't matter. All of it's just gonna be taken down because he's on a rampage. The Bastildon with a Revivification Crystal has routed some archers, and he'll be constantly trying to harass some of the ranged units while staying in range of the old Scar Veteran. And here, Master Mundi, I throw down a net to try and save him. But unfortunately, a couple of units are in front of him, so he's locked himself in as well, so he can't escape for the entire duration of the net. But however, the Dark Riders with the repeated crossbows are here, and they are focused on the Swordmaster of Hoth, which is possibly our biggest threat right now, apart from the Moondragon, which is in this massive engagement over here with Malekith and Tyrion and the Moondragon trying to take down Malekith. And my Saurus warriors that I didn't micro have now gone rampage, and now I don't need to micro them anymore. They're just going to attack stuff. And these chameleon skinks are just kiting this unit of spears away. The Dark Shards have been almost but all but killed from these Silver Helms running loose, but I do have some Skinks cohorts returning. They're going to do a little bit of damage to them, keep them occupied, allow those Reaper Bolt Throws to get back to their artillery at some point. Now here we see Master Mundi being chased by this unit of summoned clan rats. You see, once they get on top of him, see, now they're just gonna, yeah, they're gonna use their box to just deal massive damage to him. He's coming back into these warp fire throws to stop them from shooting. Lord Stroke is coming back. You see his HP just drop immensely. Look now, it's dropping like crazy because of these some clan rats. They don't have any collision boxes, I believe it is. Here's a desperate fight over here. These Saurus warriors still fighting. And the Crossbows have come back again and again. They are slowly working their way through these troops. There's a nice breath from Malekith onto Tyrion. These still have to resemble, but we still have the Moondragon, and it's still a lot of HP. You see here, Master Mundi is just being chased down by these clan rats, and at this point I think I've basically just given up on him, and I've started to focus my attention over here, at least for a while this Scar Veteran is just cleaning up the entire back line. I mean, everything is just gone, and all he's had for support is this Bastildon and unit of Dread Spears. Lord Stroke is realizing he has to get back and stop this Scar Veteran here before he goes crazy, kills everything. Unfortunately for me, Lord Master Mundi rallies with just under 500 HP left, and for the rest of the game I'm going to be playing a kitey game with him, trying to throw up as many heals as I can, because I see that Malekith has taken a lot of damage. However, Tyrion is in a fight with these Saurus warriors, and they are keeping him busy. Slow damage though, given his high armor. Warp Fire Thrower is finally making use of its ammo, but it's going to be stopped very soon. Now the rest of the artillery has been routed, and most of the ranged for the High Elves. There's only one unit of archers left, and they have very little ammo. Tyrion is down to about half HP by now, and Malekith is running from this Moondragon, which is understandable at his current HP. Throwing down his shield to help his troops fight these Swordmasters. And doing what I can with Master Mundi. I considered going in and engaging these archers, but I figured if he breaks again, he's not gonna rally. So I decided to run back instead. I just wanted them to stop firing, and then you see me running back. See the Swordmasters are turning their attention, and the archers are turning their attention to him, but they just run out of ammo as they start shooting at him. Now here comes the Scar Veteran. He's finally gone out of rampage, and you see his healing cap is almost reached because of the Distillodon. And they're gonna be chasing down this warp fire thrower to stop it from using the ammo it has. The chameleon skinks have run out of ammo by now, but they've chased off most of everything. And the dark shards are starting to pepper these sword masters, and Malekith considers going in, but decides against it. Instead, decides to. I believe he's going to do a breath. No, he decides to go in anyway. The Spearman. And the Moon Dragon has been chasing something, so he's out of position to help Tyrion. Now you see, again, the damage done by the summoned clan rats. Look at that HP just drop. That's one spell, that's one unit of clan rats attacking. It is so much damage, it's crazy. The Distillodon has also taken a bunch of damage. You see the Scar Veteran is going to break here from all that damage taken. And the Distillodon will break soon as well. Now Tyrion is in a bit of trouble over here. He's being chased by Malekith, and he's been destroyed basically. And the Reaper Bolt Thrower is actually back active, shooting at Tyrion, and the Moon Dragon is, for us, inactive for a while. But he goes down on the Reaper Bolt Thrower now. And here comes Master Mundi charging into these archers. And again, the Scar Veteran has rallied with almost no HP. And he's just gonna break everything, and he's gonna go and rampage again. This time he's chasing Lord Scrope though. And Master Mundi is fighting a tough fight, trying to not break. But at this point in the battle I realize that whatever mana I have left, I have to use it to keep Malekith going, because he is the only strong thing we have left in the battle. I can't really heal my Scar Veteran because he's out of his healing cap. You'll see him fighting Lord Stroke here, and the dragon coming to try and help take out the Scar Veteran on the Carnosaur. But luckily he's going to miss his charge. Unfortunately Malekith, he used his Chillwind a little too late and it hit the Scar Veteran instead. And here comes another unit of clan rats who are going to be abusing the hitboxes. You see them use them on Malekith here in a second. He's first trying to chase the Scar Veteran, but he's not going to catch him. So he turns on Malekith. You'll be able to see his HP drop soon as they all get in. Look, it just that's so much damage. Over 1,000 HP now. Nearly 2,000. Nearly 2,000 damage from one unit of clan rats spawned by magic. And the Scar Veteran comes back and goes rampage again, of course. The Distillodon has also come back, and now he's on a bit of a vengeance tour. He wants to take revenge over Lord Stroke. In the meantime, we have a battle in the air between the Moon Dragon and Malekith. And the clan rats are going for the Scar Veteran over here, but he's going to... they're already broken, so he won't die there. And we have the Moon Dragon taking on Malekith. Malekith is pretty low, but this is where I start to pop my heals on him. You see, I pop my Revivification on Lord Master Mundi to keep his leadership up, because I can't use it on non-Lizardmen units. But he's going to be using his Apotheosis on Malekith to keep him going. He's also got the leadership buff and magic resistance from the Shield of the Old Ones. And this is where the final fight takes place. All the remaining units battle it out. I still have a unit down here, which I've completely forgotten about. Which is enraged unit, Swords Warriors. They're just standing there now. So here comes the heal down on Malekith just before he breaks. And he's just gonna out-heal the damage from his Moon Dragon. In the meantime, the Scar Veteran and the Bastildon are going crazy on the Claw Stroke, and he's going to rout very soon. In the meantime, Mathamundi is just surveying the battlefield. Yes, Claw Stroke routes. And now the dragon is starting to rout. Not being able to do a lot of damage. And there the battle goes and we win. Like, oh no, hair's note. You see here, like, Lord Master Mundi and definitely the Scar Veteran being the MVP. The Croxigors and the Chameleon Skinks have also done a lot of damage. I mean, these guys have killed so many rats. So many rats just chasing them down. Same with the Scar Veteran, he's taken out a lot of important units throughout the game. Master Mundi managed to get quite a few kills with his spells, Ruination and Banishment. Lord Stroke here, pretty good for the opposing team. I mean, he did abuse the clan rat spawns quite a lot, but I suppose he was forced to do that in this game. The rat ogres, not really a big impact on the game, as much as the Death Globe Bombardiers. They did really good, destroyed a lot of my Saurus units and Skink Warriors. As for my teammate, is definitely Malekith doing a great job, as well as his Dark Riders with the repeated crossbows. His front line held with all the chevrons he put on now. I was surprised to see the Dread Spears hold out that long. But I suppose we were against mostly spears and rats, so that makes sense. The Storm Vermin did not have a great impact on the game. So that's it for this battle. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you next time, I guess.